Did you know that over 60% of Hispanic Americans with a mental illness get zero treatment in a year? Or that black folks, like myself, are half as likely as white folks to get the mental health care that they need? This ain't just a statistic, it's a betrayal. It's a hidden crisis stealing hope from our brothers and sisters in Black, Hispanic, Asian, and Native American communities. So, why are we losing this battle? And what can you do to fight back? Stay locked in because this truth is about to hit so hard that you're going to be crying and that you're going to want to share this with someone else. And I'm going to be dropping some solutions that you can act on today. Mental health disparities aren't just numbers, they are lives. According to the CDC, 1 in 5 US adults live with a mental illness. But minority communities, well, they are getting crushed under systemic barriers. Black adults, only 41% with mental illness got treatment from 2021 through 2023. And that's compared to 58% of white adults. Now, I got some theories why that might be. Some pretty, pretty real hardcore theories around that. Now, moving on, let's talk about systemic racism. Studies show discrimination doubles the mental health burden for the BOPOC communities. What is that? Person of color communities. Depression, anxiety, even hypertension from the stress being unseen. Cultural stigma. It's real. In some Asian communities, seeking help is seen as a weakness. In Black communities, the mistrust from decades of medical abuse, like the Tuskegee experiment, it keeps folks from even walking through the door. And just being called crazy, the label alone scares back Black people. Why are Black and Hispanic folks 50% less likely to get care, even when they are battling the same demons as everyone else? The answer ain't what you think, folks. It's a rigged system. I'll say it again. It's a rigged system, and it's time to call it right out. Now, this ain't just unfair. It's kids like Native American teens who face abuse and neglect at higher rates, carrying trauma into adulthood. It's suicide rates that are climbing faster in minority communities than anywhere else. When can't you get help? And when you can get help, when the system shuts you out, it's like being told the pain doesn't even matter. But family, your pain does matter. And it's time that we fight for it. It was like the moment that I hit rock bottom and I had to find faith. I had to be vulnerable and release all of those experiences growing up in the hood, the crime, the poverty, on top of the combat that I experienced. So I know what it's like to fight battles nobody sees. Iraq taught me that. PTSD taught me that. But my faith, well, that's what pulled me through. And when I hit rock bottom, when the system failed me, God didn't. And that's the truth that I'm bringing to this crisis. As a Black man, a minister, and a mental health advocate, I have seen how the enemy uses shame, stigma, and systemic barriers to keep us down. But I have also seen how faith, shameless, gritty, Jesus filled faith, can break through those chains. This ain't just about mental health, it's about justice. It's about God's call to love your neighbor as yourself. When Black, Hispanic, Asian, and Native folks are left behind, we are called to be warriors for equity, to tear down walls of stigma and mistrust. It was my divine encounter in the chaos of my own life that showed me that healing starts with truth, community, and faith. And that's what I'm asking you to lean into today. God sees your struggle, and so do I. Faith can be a lifeline. So, what do we do? First, we got to talk about it. Silence kills. Start those conversations in your church, your barbershop, your group chat, at the food court in the mall. Normalize mental health. Second, demand cultural, competent care. The National Library of Medicine says that minority groups get worse care because providers don't understand our culture. Push for therapists who look like you, who get your faith, your hustle, your pain. Programs like NAMI's Sharing Hope are creating safe spaces for Black, Hispanic, and South Asian communities to talk mental health. So join them. Third, advocate. Contact your local reps and demand those policies that fund minority mental health initiatives. Where are they? Support groups like the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, which fights stigma in Black communities. And if you're struggling, call 988. It's free, 24/7, and they got resources for Black, tribal, and LGBTQ plus folks. This isn't just an awareness month, folks. You know, it's a crisis. You hold the key to change. If this truth hits you, don't just listen. Now is the time to act. You can do this by sharing this episode with 3 people who need to hear it.